fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. As Diane said, she's taking things high tech today, and I'm going to probably just kind of continue on that vein as best I can. Helping the needy get nerdy. That's the informal slogan for a community technology resource center right here in Portland. The Technology Center is the model for other centers that are popping up around the country right now. And what is it that I'm talking about? I'm talking about Free Geek. Let's take a little tour. Free Geek is a 501c nonprofit organization. Free Geek has a structure. It's tripartite. It's got a board, which is elected by a council. The council is comprised of volunteers. Anybody can be on the council. And then there's a staff. Some folks are paid. Most folks are unpaid. Very happy to be there. The Free Geek, think of it as a dumping ground, a classroom, and a store, all in one. Its mission is to recycle technology and provide access to computers, the internet, education, and job skills, all in exchange for community service. Basically, it's about three things here. It is recycle, reuse, and finally, educate. I like to think of what goes on at Free Geek as analogous to a digestive system. It takes in a large amount of stuff, has use for some of it, and discards a lot of the rest of it. There's the drop-off. The curb gets at times loaded up with equipment. If you bring a monitor, bring a $10 bill as well, because you have to pay them to take your monitor, because dealing with leaded glass has some waste issues. It's a complicated matter. They will then sort and separate whatever it is that you have brought them into various prodigal piles of profuse componentry. After that, they will triage what is left over. If they've decided they want to take a deeper look at it, they will take anything you give them and they will subject it to the flow chart. And the flow chart is a very complicated piece of paper with a lot of boxes and arrows on it that go this way and that way. And what you're looking for is a no. You want to find something you don't like about this piece of equipment. The minute you find a no, that equipment is recycled. It goes to the back of Free Geek, and people there get real busy ripping wires out and throwing them into boxes, taking this kind of drive there, this kind of drive over there. They have piles of power sources, piles of everything that you could possibly imagine back there, all going off to the dump. But some things are a little more interesting. They'll give you a computer, and you'll look at it, and you'll try to find something that you don't like. Does it have this kind of slot, that kind of slot? Not sure what's going on, but for anything that passes, it moves on to the stage of testing. So now that we've decided to keep it, does it still work? Does it do anything? And if it does, it goes into a different box. And that box is the box that they use to make new computers from. The reuse happens at the end of the cycle. If the flowchart gives you a no, you trash it. If it looks good, you keep it. And all of these tasks are done by two groups of volunteers, because the Free Geek Volunteer Program has essentially two aspects. There is the adoption program. And computer adoption is you give them 24 hours of your time, however you can, however long that takes, and you'll probably be up here in this first part of the process. If you volunteer for 24 hours, you'll be ripping things out and throwing them in boxes. You'll be sorting and separating. You'll be putting things over here, stacking them there. But at the end of 24 hours, you get a machine, and they teach you how to use it. The other option for people who want to give their time to Free Geek is to work in the build program. And the build program, instead of throwing things into boxes, is the reverse. It is taking things out of boxes. And it is once again following a very complicated flowchart to put together a new computer that either goes to the store that I mentioned at the very beginning, or it goes to one of the other volunteers who have given their 24 hours and now deserve their machine. So that's kind of the way it all plays out. The third part of Free Geek's mission is to educate. And of course, yes, they do have classes on, I think, Tuesday nights. It might be Thursday nights. But if you give them a call, I'm sure you can find out which night it is. And they'll give you basic classes. They will give you advanced level classes. You can learn as little or as much as you need to about the machine that you've got. And in addition, what I find really fascinating is that to participate in Free Geek and to give them your time, you may be recycling. You may also be reusing. But no matter what you're doing there, you're already getting an education. It doesn't have to be the formal sit down and listen to someone walk you through the code. It just comes as part and parcel of the ripping and throwing or picking up and sticking back in. Free Geek is a community. It is an award-winning community. It is a friendly and oddball group of people to be around, trust me. And if you have the time, give them your time. And if you need some cheap components, go to the store and give them your money. And if you've got garbage, high tech please, go ahead and give them your garbage. Thank you.